Greetings, Earthlings. I am Professor Crowley. Apologies for the kind of crazy, rushed intro. We did film a proper full-length intro earlier, but I've just started putting it on the laptop and it's disappeared. I believe maybe I forgot to press the record button. Anyway, Trixie is fast asleep finally. She took a while to get off. It's about, what's the time now? It's almost 10. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. So, yeah. Are you... Did you just open the ceiling?
Yes.
So enjoy the video. This one is actually, in all seriousness, if this upcoming video, we've already filmed it earlier on today, like I was saying, but this video is about the ongoing situation in the world right now with the novel coronavirus all around the world. Italy hit particularly hard, and the UK is currently experiencing hundreds and hundreds of deaths every single day. Our Prime Minister Boris Johnson was admitted into intensive care last night. I believe he's still there now, but he's doing well. But yeah, really serious times. And this video is to basically educate you on what the coronavirus is, where it came from, and how we can best protect ourselves from it. And yeah, stay inside, stay safe, and we will see you next time.
Right now we're going through an unprecedented time.
We are, yes. So speaking just on behalf of the UK, because that's where we are, but this goes for a lot of countries as well. We are currently in lockdown. It's a very, very soft lockdown at the moment. Like, I've still noticed lots of people are out exercising at the park.
Going on bikes.
Going on bikes, yes.
And a lot of cars, surprisingly.
Yeah, lots
a lot
of
of people still working.
Well, yes, there are these key workers, important people who need to carry on working, like the
Doctors.
great people in the NHS who are saving lives.
Fire engine.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more fire engines than I'm used to as well. So there's lots and lots of different types of viruses out there in the world, and there's lots and lots of different types of coronavirus. Coronavirus started many years ago.
Did it?
Yeah. So the reason why we've gone into lockdown, the reason why we're trying to stay inside and have as little people as possible go outside, is to try and stop the spread of this coronavirus. So Trixie, do you know, obviously there's lots of different types of coronavirus out there. They're an evil family of viruses that look quite peculiar compared to most viruses. Trixie, do you know what makes them stand out among what other viruses look like?
On the edges of them, if you look through a microscope, you can actually see these like little crown shapes around these viruses. So
yeah, so they're spiky. Coronaviruses are actually very powerful and sneaky family of viruses that can actually wear masks and disguise themselves as other things, so that it tricks our immune systems, it tricks our cells within our body.
Didn't coronavirus affect animals more
Yes.
than us?
So this current strain of coronavirus, the COVID-19, is a mutated version of the older coronaviruses.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trixie said.
They only used to infect wild animals, but they wanted to expand and evolve
Into the novel coronavirus 2019. So when a coronavirus does enter a human body, it can take anything from 2 to 14 days observing its new environment. And this period of 2 to 14 days is known as the
incubation period.
That's right. So the body's immune system will recognize the invaders quite early on, but you may not necessarily feel sick in any way.
Whenever germs enter our body, the immune system tries to stop it. Our immune system does its best to protect us.
The new coronavirus is very powerful, so when your body is trying to fight this particular type of infection, You will develop fever, maybe some tiredness, and a particularly nasty cough. It can also cause difficulty breathing as well. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may not necessarily have to go straight to the doctors. It's very, very similar to a cold or a flu. It's when those symptoms get to a certain point where you would need to seek medical advice. And the reason why you don't want to go to the hospital or to the doctors straight away is because you don't want to risk infecting other people. So the best thing to do if you're in the UK is dial 111. That will get you through to a non-emergency NHS helpline. They've got this big long script to go by that will properly diagnose your situation.
One of the most sneakiest things about this coronavirus is it's much more contagious, which means it's much easier to spread among the human population. That's why so many people are sadly dying.
So the coronavirus mainly infects people via fluid droplets from the respiratory tract. Every time you cough or sneeze, you actually expel a mucus, a saliva. Anytime a person sneezes or coughs, they let out germs. Now, with this coronavirus, they love coming out in all that stuff. They're very popular. Even when we talk, we can produce this saliva. We've been in the same flat now for 2 or 3 weeks without leaving. Now, the virus will take this opportunity whilst it's out in the open after a cough or a sneeze to infect as many people as possible.
It can even spread with close contact to people with the virus, even from a handshake or a hug.
So we should try and stay at home as much as possible because we don't know where this sneaky virus is hiding. It could be on a kid's play park.
It could also be door handles, public transport.
So Trixie, if we must go outside, if it's absolutely essential, what should we wear to protect us?
Mask and gloves.
That's right, yes. The mask will stop the airborne disease from spreading to us, or if we have it, from us to other people. What must we not touch during this difficult time?
Eyes, nose, mouth.
What's it really, really important to do as well? Something that we've heard a lot about here in the UK that we take for granted, but is now more important than ever before.
Washing our hands and also maybe getting changed.
Yes,
when you get home.
Yeah, if you've been out and about, it might be a good idea to completely change and wash the clothes. It's actually our hands that are most likely to come in direct contact with the virus.
Stay away from crowded areas.
Yes.
Much as possible.
Social distancing as much as possible, staying at least 2 meters apart. They've clearly marked it in all the supermarkets. So what's important to do whether you're sick or whether you're well whilst you're staying at home?
Resting and eating healthy, of course.
Yes, eating healthy is doubly important because not only will it help build your immune system, but because we're going out a lot less, we're unable to do as much exercise as we may do on a daily basis. We're all not at work, and work naturally gives us exercise. We're missing out on that. If you do get sick, don't worry. Doctors know what to do. They're going to help you as best they can, and the NHS has been working around the clock. This situation is a complete nightmare for everyone around the world. People are losing their jobs. People are losing money. People are unable to pay their bills. Schools have completely stopped.
That's why we're doing this homeschool.
Exactly. Trixie was in year 3, and now it looks like she won't be going back to year 3 at all. She'll be going straight into year 4, and even then we're not 100% sure what's going to happen there either. So we've discussed what the coronavirus is.
Now we're going to discuss, where did the coronavirus come from?
So Trixie, do you know where the novel coronavirus came from?
No.
Let's find out. Scientists discovered that, like many other viruses, this novel coronavirus 2019 came from the wildlife. Trixie, do you know what wildlife means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
it means that there's a whole group of animals that live in the wild.
That's correct. Let's take a look at bats, for instance. They're so good at spreading diseases.
Bats are the source of many viruses.
They live all over the world. They sleep during the day and they only come out at night.
When we're asleep, bats like to live in large groups, in cold, wet caves.
So once one bat is infected with a virus, the virus spreads wildly and fast. Scientists have found over 4,100 bat-related viruses.
In fact, in one type of bat, there can be 130 different viruses. But bats can still live a happy and healthy life.
These particular viruses don't actually harm bats because their average body temperature is quite high, 40 degrees Celsius. That would be considered a fever for human, high temperature. The 40 degrees Celsius high temperature in bats triggers the bat's immune system, which in turn will stop the virus from spreading. So Trixie, do you know what the average human body temperature is? Is it A, 27 to 30 degrees Celsius, B, 36 to 37 degrees Celsius, or C, 40 to 42 degrees Celsius?
I think it's B.
That's correct, Trixie. A human's average body temperature ranges from between 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. Trixie, remember we were talking not so long ago, last episode, about evolution?
Yeah.
Well, the amazing thing about bats is, through many years of evolution, they've managed to naturally repair their DNA. So bats actually rarely ever get sick, and most viruses can't harm them at all.
Bats have a strong immune system.
But this makes them natural hosts to many viruses. Because bats can fly, they can spread germs much quicker and much further away. But this is not their fault. They don't like spreading diseases. It's not their intention to do so.
So how did this virus come into contact with these humans now?
Unfortunately, there are a lot of nasty, evil and greedy people out there who think it's a great idea to hunt and eat bats.
What?
Yeah. So we know that only bats have the special ability, thanks to their naturally high temperature, to easily combat any kind of disease or virus. Humans, on the other hand, do not have this. If humans were to live with a fever of 40 degrees Celsius, it would actually cause serious damage to our hearts and our brain. So if we come into close contact with bats,
or eat them for food,
then we will become infected. And this will in turn cause serious damage to our bodies.
So say no to eating bats.
You got it, Trixie. So this isn't exclusive to bats. There are many wildlife out there that get hunted and sadly now have become endangered species.
Endangered species?
Yes, endangered is when a population of beings, so for example the Chinese pangolin, because so many people have captured and hunted these animals, sadly there's only a few left. Sadly, when they're gone, they're gone.
So that's why we need to take care of humans and wildlife together.
Protect endangered species. Right, a simple wash of the hands. First off, quickly wet the hands just lightly. Then from there, a nice dose of soap. From there, literally rub into the palm of the hands, throughout the outside and the inside. And very carefully get your hands and lock them in between, like that. And just literally rub them up and down, horizontally and vertically. Up and down. Then engage the thumbs. Twist the thumbs around, and then very quickly wash the back of the hands, leading onto your fingers. Now you can get in underneath those fingernails. Take one thumb and slide it across your nails. In times like this, it's really important to keep those nails very short, and that stops any bacteria growing. Now look, we've got that really nice heavy lava foam again, a nice brisk rub. Take it to about 2 inches just above your wrist, and then from there, look, a quick rinse up and down, and a good shake, really important. To shake them well, and then take a little towel and dry.